obviously one of the newer maps on the ladder. Newer is in, what, a few months or so? But we'll see what happens here. We've got our red Zerg up here, is DoctorHuge, of course. He's going to be spawning up in the top right corner. And all the way down in crosswatch position is ChairmanMiao as our, what the hell color is that? Teal Protoss. So we'll see what happens here, of course. These players, I believe, well, obviously, DoctorHuge is platinum. I'm not sure where ChairmanMiao is. Apparently, according, as you can see in the chat there, Matt44AU is ChairmanMiao, so he reckons he's dead, but we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, we'll see. Nope, it's not going to be Forge Expand here. On this particular map, for any of the Protoss that are in the chat, I would really suggest you actually do a Forge Fast Expand, where you actually get a pylon out here, put down your Forge, put down a gateway, and then put down a cannon to actually get that sort of second base up a lot quicker than you normally would. Given the size of the map, it's actually a lot better to do that sort of expansion, that sort of opening at the start, where you can actually get your economy up and running here. And it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to sort of wall off that instead of walling off this thing here, because it provides you with a really decent choke point here when you put a cannon down and a gateway and eventually a cybernetics core and forge and all that junk. So it becomes a lot better, and especially on this map where probably 9 times out of 10 a Zerg is going to actually fast expand, because of course they're naturally, well, it's effectively the same reason you would want to do it as a Protoss, but because of how huge the map is and of course how much a Zerg wants to fast expand anyway, it's a lot better to do a Forge expand as a Protoss. Anyway, as we said here, hatchery going down for DoctorHuge. It's going to be standard sort of thing here, around about a 15 hatch I think that one was. And we'll see what the next step is. Probably going to get the spawning pool down as soon as possible. And we'll see if they do come through. Gateway on the way for ChairmanMiao. He's going to get that up and running. Probably going to need to get a cybernetics core up as soon as possible. And looks as if that is going to be on the way in just a moment. Probe coming up here, doing his work as aptly as possible. Cybernetics core going down, so it's definitely not going to be any funky shenanigans. And I know you're sort of thinking, what funky shenanigans can you do in this, on this particular map that's, you know, the size of King Kong? And you can still do proxy sort of gates from time to time. If you're really careful about it, you can actually put them sort of just over here or just over here. And you can do that sort of thing, which does catch the odd Zerg off guard. As I said though, best way is to play safe and actually get a Forge expand, or do this sort of thing here, as we can see. We'll see what the plan is. Warp gate tech going up straight away. Zealot is on the way, and the Zealot's going to jump in there. Not going to fully block off this little this walkway here. That's another reason as to why I don't actually like to block off this part here. But not sure what this drone is doing. I think he actually realized he was patrolling the wrong position there. Hasn't actually scouted now that we actually have a look at his vision. As we can see, this drone actually went up there and was patrolling the wrong spot the whole time. That's what that lol was for, I believe. Both players are a little bit supply blocked at the moment, although DoctorHuge just popped out and Overlord, as we can see here. Not too much going on for both of these players just yet. We're still going to wait for the tech to come out. Looks as if ChairmanMiao still hasn't grabbed his second gas, so I'm assuming this might be an expansion, and indeed it is. It is going to go up there. Unfortunately, with this weird, well, really weird drone timing here from DoctorHuge, he's actually going to spot what is going on here. Probably going to see that there's no second gas here. May assume that there is an expansion going up, which you'll probably see just in a moment if he just decides to send this drone out. But the drone is not going to survive too long. On patrol, it's not going to be able to react to the Stalker, and the Stalker is going to take it down on the next shot. Just waiting for that to happen. He's still pretty fast. Those drones have got their Nikes on. They do run around fast, and finally it does go down. And now if we actually have a quick look at the vision here, we don't actually know that the expansion is there. But hopefully if he sort of saw that the gas is a little bit late, you'll actually know that an expansion is on the way. So this is the sort of 1 gate expansion. This is going to turn into a 3 gate expansion, I would assume. DoctorHuge, meanwhile, just have a look at what he's up to, grabbing the lair there. One thing about this map is that mutas are really powerful on this map. Once you get to sort of mid-game and you think about the fact that this map is actually really huge. There's a lot of cliffs here, of course. You need a lot of cannons to cover mineral lines, that sort of thing. It's actually really hard for Protoss to sort of fight off mutas until certain tech is gained. Of course, Storm, or a lot of stalkers with blink, or a lot of cannons, of course, which sets you back in another way. Robo facility on the way. A couple more gates are done. We're now up to 3 gates for ChairmanMiao. He's going to chuck those into warp gates instead of the gateways. Meanwhile, if you have a quick look here, this probe was actually hidden there. Beautiful little hidden probe there, actually getting spotted just in time by DoctorHuge, going to cut off that sort of scouting. Interesting that this Overlord will not... don't think that's actually going to see this pylon here, this pylon placed in a really weird position, but it looks as if it would be a very tactical position in one way. But I would think that these Zerglings grabbing the Zelnaga Watchtower, in fact no, it still doesn't actually see the pylon there, so this pylon could be a hero pylon providing a way for ChairmanMiao to actually warp in and just start smashing away at the Zerg base. And if we have a quick look at the units tab, we've only got 3 Zerglings are actually out on the map, 2 Queens against 4 Stalkers, 5 Zealots. So we'll see what happens here. I don't think there's going to be any sort of attack just for the moment here, but we may see some sort of perhaps a 6 gate timing or something like that. Not sure why the sentries warped in down here. But it looks as if, no, it's actually going to be a Colossus, so we're going to wait for the Colossus tech and then attack. Probably going to need to grab the second gas here. Make sure that you have enough gas to produce those Colossus. Meanwhile, DoctorHuge, it looks like, has teched up 2 Infestors. We do have the, what the hell upgrade is that called again? I can't remember. But that upgrade is done, which means that the Infestors do start with an extra 25 energy. Pathogen glands, that's the one. So it means you'll be able to use fungal growth a little bit more, and it looks as if even neural parasite is on the way. This could be interesting, perhaps anticipating that Colossus will be the next port of call for the army of ChairmanMiao. Lings are on the way down here to the 3rd expansion. They are going to come through here and probably spot that this is being taken down. As we can see, the rocks are dead. Sees that there's a decent army there and retreats, which is obviously the best way to deal with this situation. However, it looks as if he's going to go for a counterattack up the side. Some force fields going down, blocking some of the Lings, cutting down almost half of those Lings there, which was a decent grab. Perhaps a little too many on the force fields there, but either way, it got the job done, which is certainly more than you know, what DoctorHuge would have wanted. So, meanwhile, Infestors have been popping out here, grabbing some energy. They're going to be able to really supplement this army here once. Probably, I would assume, perhaps some Banelings? Nope, Spire is being morphed in. So we're going to probably see Muta, Ling, and Infestor, which is a little bit of an interesting combo. We'll see if that is the plan here for DoctorHuge. Of course, with the Ling, Infestor, Muta, you can obviously do a lot of damage against Stalker armies in particular. Of course, the Lings can surround Stalkers and then they can get splattered by the fungal growth, which of course does the bonus damage to armored units as well. As we can see here, it looks as if he certainly does have a great amount of Lings roaming around the map here. Still just a small sort of batch of Infested just for the moment. They do have Burrow, of course, which means they can move underground and they'll need some sort of detection here to actually spot them. This could be a lot of trouble for ChairmanMiao. He does not have anything out to detect just yet. Still getting Colossus out for the moment. And it looks as if one Colossus is done. These Lings are going to spot what is coming across the map here. There is a giant force just marching through the map here. We got a lot of Zealots, we got a Colossus and a few Sentries and some Stalkers. And of course, this hero pylon has just warped in a lot of units up here. This could be very interesting. Keep in mind, Neuroparasite is actually done, and these Infestors have more than enough to grab that Colossus. However, it looks as if the Infestors have been bundled in there. Beautiful little force field grouping there by ChairmanMiao here, wailing away at all these Zerglings here. Neuroparasite used on the Colossus. The Colossus is now shooting away at those Zealots, and of course these Zealots have actually been targeted on the Infested. This could be a really decisive battle here. The Colossus still alive, trying to take out those infestors, but it looks as if he will actually get away with a couple of those infestors, but a lot of damage will be done here by the Stalker Colossus army. There is one sentry there, but the sentry is not going to do too much. It looks as if the infestors are coming in for more, trying to put down a fungal growth, it looks like, but I don't think they're going to get away with that. And it looks as if this could be the end of DoctorHuge here. He's definitely going to lose his natural. The Colossus is still staying there and is still doing a lot of damage. More Stalkers now being walked in here, and just remember that Hero Pilot is probably the thing that won the game here for ChairmanMiao. A lot of infestors popping out. He can use Fungal Growth, of course, given that they do have the bonus energy there. Putting down a Neuroparasite on that Colossus, unfortunately just not holding on long enough, because of course units do target infestors and those energy-based units over normal units when there are some of those in range. And GG there from DoctorHuge, so well played there by ChairmanMiao, doing a great job. Hero Pylon probably being the victory there with that Pylon not being spotted. That was a beautiful position for that. And then switching into that Colossus deck and running across the map and winning that one. Great game there by ChairmanMiao.